If you were absolutely guaranteed a success in any goal, big or small, short or long term, if you could wave a magic wand, take a pill, but you'd be absolutely guaranteed, what one goal would you set for yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm fearless. In fact, I think I feel fear quite strongly. But if what we're doing is what I'm doing is I think is important enough, then I just override the fear.
To be successful, along with the self-confidence, it's necessary to have positive thinking, because confidence comes from positive thinking. It takes time to learn any new skill. And positive thinking is a new skill. We've been programmed biologically and by our parents and teachers to watch out for trouble. This helps us to survive in the physical world, because there are many things in the world that have the potential to harm us. Therefore, you might notice that you are using quite a few negative words during the day. Some people become depressed when they discover this. They beat themselves up mentally and verbally. Wow, am I negative? We'd suggest a different approach. Instead of looking at the downside, how many negative things you might be saying, look at the good side. Or as somebody once put it, look for the good and praise it. Here is the formula. You will continue to strive to take part in constructive and creative activities to make this a better world to live in, so that when we move on, we shall have left behind a better world for those who follow. You will consider the whole of humanity, depending on their ages, as fathers or mothers, brothers or sisters, sons or daughters. You are a superior human being. You have greater understanding, compassion, and patience with others.
And I grew up with no self-confidence, no self-esteem. I was kicked out of school several times. I misbehaved. I ended up spending half of my school in the library because I was kicked out of courses. I left school in the 12th grade and got a job as a dishwasher, worked as a laborer, lived in my car, dug ditches and things like that. So I had no self-esteem. And I began studying the subject over the years, and I found that your level of self-confidence, how much confidence you have in yourself to be, do, accomplish something, really determines the whole quality of your life.
And now, what is confidence? Confidence to you, so confidence for me, is disbelief in oneself. You know, self-worth is you, or self-esteem is you knowing your value, your worth. I think self-confidence is you as trusting. In fact, the Latin root for confidence is feder, which means to trust, so self-confidence is trusting. Yourself, I think part of the journey we're doing is self-awareness, is having the curiosity to know yourself. So we're getting to know yourself and also trusting ourselves right, and later on it's about loving ourselves right and also being ourselves, and that's really the goal. Self-confidence is about trusting yourself, and when you trust yourself, really a lot of doors open, a lot of limits fall by the side, because all of a sudden we've transcended, we're ending this trance. Now, how did this shy man overcome his fears? We're talking about Elon Musk when he was asked in an interview.
What is the one thing that has surprised you about your life?
Oh, one thing, wow. Well, I'm surprised by the whole thing, honestly. I certainly didn't expect to be for any of these things to happen, honestly. I knew I wanted to be involved in technology, in fact, the only reason I started a company back in '95, an internet company, was because I couldn't get it. There were only a few internet companies, and I couldn't get a job at any of them. I tried to get a job at Netscape, and sent my resume in and tried hanging out in the lobby, but I was too shy to talk to anyone. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to start a company because I can't get a job anywhere.
What's the opposite of not trusting ourselves or not having confidence? That's where we're in doubt. You know, when we're not confident, we are doubting ourselves, or doubting our knowledge, doubting our skills, doubting our own abilities. Maybe we're even doubting our own self-worth, the opposite of confidence. Might be not just doubt, but fear. And how does that show up? We might be painfully shy like I was. We might, turn down opportunity. We might not take risks. We might be so fearful of taking on new projects to learn something to do, something to be doing, of share in a way, because we're afraid of making mistakes. Right, if we don't have confidence, we're not going to take on things and make mistakes, and from that we're not gonna learn anything.
And so we all have these feelings. In fact, the feeling of undeservingness is one of the dirty little secrets that we have with regard to success. As you've heard the old expression, fear of success. There's no such thing as fear of success. It's just a pop suggestion. It's feelings of undeservingness. We don't feel that we're worth it. And so people who unconsciously don't feel that they're worth very much, they will work very hard on the outside to achieve success, and then they'll sabotage themselves. So these are the big three. And where do doubts and fears come from? Where does guilt and unworthiness come from? Imagine if you had no doubt at all, completely self-confident, no fears at all. Is if you felt fabulous about yourself and your ability to accomplish things. If you felt like you deserved all good things in the world, think how much different you would be.
And confidence is a muscle. The more you exercise courage and faith and confidence, the more it shows up in other areas of your life. Because please write this down if you haven't already. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So just like we teach in the other programs, you don't have focus, you do. Focus, you don't have memories, you do memories.
All of us have kind of an identity for ourselves, a way of defining ourselves. And human beings don't usually stray from that. So if you consider yourself to be a conservative person or a shy person, I know the way you move to some extent. I know the facial expressions, the gestures, the way you use your body. And it's all consistent with the fact that human beings, our strongest drive is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. If your self-definition is, I'm a situation where I'm kind of, what was the word he used, shy, then you're gonna find a way to get to a place where you kind of cower back. The fastest thing you could do to change your experience would be to create a new little thing, a simple thing like erase. The minute you go, I'm shy, you go erase. That's a BS story. BS meaning belief system. Now that's just a story. And if you tell yourself a story long enough, you start to believe it. And once you believe it, you act like it. When you calling yourself shy, you believe it. You go, Tony, I've always been shy. Up until this moment. Do something that's completely outside what you would normally do. Something, become somebody else. Decide who's the most playful, passionate, outrageous, fun person you know, and behave like them for 2 or 3 days. Just push yourself to behave like that. And here's what's happened. It'll be shocking, you'll be weird, you'll be different, you'll feel uncomfortable, but after a while you'll get reinforced. It's like if you get a nice haircut, you make a change in the way you look, people will compliment you. You'll get some compliments, and those compliments will make you want to use those other parts of yourself.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem bigger than life? Their physical bodies might even be small, but they somehow seem to occupy more space and have greater impact and influence than most people. They don't influence others by pushing their ideas at them. They get out in front and project ideas and solutions that inspire us. Their shared ideals become our own ideals, because these leaders have the ability to project mentally to where we are and influence us. How leaders are able to motivate us so much more effectively than the average person can. If you are ready to overcome irrational fears and self-doubt and old limiting beliefs, and replace them with confidence and charisma, and genuine optimism that will produce a powerful and positive influence on the people and circumstances in your life, now is the time to do it.